I helped my best friend hide from her abusive father for 6 years. She used a fake identity, and when he came looking for her, I lied to his face. She disappeared that night, and I kept her secret from everyone. My family, my fiancé, everyone. She's safe now, living in Canada under a new legal name. Nobody knows what I did, and I do it again. I'm not who my family thinks I am, and after 23 years, I still don't know how to tell them the truth. My name is Alex. At least that's what everyone calls me. Alexandra Marie Peterson, born March 15, 2002, to loving parents in a small town in Ohio. Straight A student, varsity soccer player, homecoming queen, full scholarship to State University. The perfect daughter, the pride of the family. Except none of it was real. Not the way they think it was. Because the truth is, I've been living a lie for so long that sometimes I forget where the performance ends and the real me begins. And the secret I'm carrying? It's not just mine. It belongs to someone else too. Someone who trusted me with it. Someone who's counting on me to keep it buried forever. This is the story of how I became an accomplice to something I never meant to be part of. And why, after all these years, I still can't bring myself to tell the truth. It started the summer before my senior year of high school. I was 17, working part-time at the local library to save money for college, spending my evenings with friends, living the typical small-town teenage life. That's when I met Olivia. She came into the library on a Tuesday afternoon in late June, looking lost and overwhelmed. She was around my age, maybe a year older, with dark hair pulled back in a messy ponytail and eyes that looked like they hadn't slept in days. "Excuse me," she said quietly, approaching the desk where I was working. "Do you have computers people can use? For free? Yeah, we have 6 in the back. You just need a library card. I don't have one. I just moved here. No problem. I can set you up with a temporary card. Just need an ID and proof of address." Her face fell. I don't have proof of address yet. We just got here yesterday." There was something in her voice, a desperation, a fear, that made me pause. "Where did you move from?" "California. My mom got a job here." She looked around nervously, like she was afraid someone might be listening. "Is there any way I could just use a computer for like 30 minutes? I really need to check something." I should have said no. Library policy was clear. No card, no computer access. But something about her made me want to help. "Tell you what," I said, lowering my voice. "I'll log you in under my card. Just this once. But you have to get your own card soon, okay?" The relief on her face was immediate. "Thank you. Thank you so much." I set her up at a computer in the corner, and she immediately started typing frantically, her fingers flying over the keyboard. I went back to my desk, but I kept glancing over at her. She looked scared. Really scared. After about 20 minutes, she came back to the desk. "Thank you again," she said. "You really helped me out." "No problem. I'm Alex, by the way." "Olivia." She hesitated, then added, "Maybe I'll see you around?" "Yeah, definitely. Welcome to town." She left, and I didn't think much more about it. Just another person passing through, another small kindness in an ordinary day. But Olivia wasn't ordinary, and that small kindness was about to change everything. I saw her again 3 days later at the grocery store. She was in the cereal aisle, staring at the prices with a look of calculation on her face. When she saw me, she smiled. A real smile this time, not the nervous, scared expression from the library. "Hey, Alex! Hey! How's the move going?" "It's going." She glanced at her basket, which contained only the bare essentials: bread, peanut butter, the cheapest cereal. Still getting settled. We chatted for a few minutes, and I learned that she was 18, had just graduated high school in California, and was planning to start community college in the fall. Her mom was working 2 jobs to make ends meet. They were living in a small apartment on the edge of town. "It's just the 2 of us," she said. "My dad—" "He's not in the picture." There was a story there, I could tell, but I didn't push. "Well, if you ever want to hang out or need someone to show you around town, let me know," I offered. "I know it can be hard being the new person." "I'd like that," she said, and she sounded like she meant it. We exchanged numbers, and over the next few weeks, we became friends. Real friends. Olivia was smart, funny, and surprisingly easy to talk to once she relaxed. We'd meet up for coffee, go to the movies, hang out at the park. She met my other friends integrated into our group. But there was always something she held back. Some part of herself she kept hidden. I noticed it in the way she'd change the subject when anyone asked about California, in the way she'd tense up whenever a police car drove by, in the way she never, ever posted anything on social media. "I'm just private," she'd say when I asked about it. "I don't like putting my life online." I accepted that explanation. Everyone has their quirks, right? But then came the night that changed everything. It was mid-August, about 2 months after I'd first met Olivia. We were at my house having a movie night. My parents were out of town for the weekend, visiting my older brother at college, so we had the place to ourselves. We were halfway through some romantic comedy when Olivia's phone rang. She looked at the screen, and her face went white. "I need to take this," she said, standing up quickly. "I'll be right back." She went outside, and I could hear her voice through the window, tense, urgent, scared. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was clear. Something was very wrong. When she came back inside, she was shaking. Olivia, what's going on? I need to tell you something. She sat down on the couch, her hands trembling. And after I tell you, you might not want to be my friend anymore. But I can't keep lying to you. My heart started racing. Okay. My name isn't Olivia Martinez. It's Olivia Brennan, and I'm not from California. I'm from Colorado. I stared at her, confused. I don't understand. My mom and we're running. We've been running for 3 years. From my dad. Your dad? She took a deep breath. My dad he's not a good person, Alex. He hurt my mom. For years. Beat her, controlled her, threatened her. When I was 15, she finally got the courage to leave him. We went to a shelter, got a restraining order, did everything right. That's good, though. You got away. We thought we did. But he found us. Twice. The first time we were in Arizona, he showed up at my mom's work, threatened her, said he'd take me away if she didn't come back. We ran again, changed our names, moved to California. And he found you again? She nodded, tears streaming down her face. 6 months ago. He's obsessed, Alex. He won't let us go. The restraining orders don't work. The police can't do anything unless he actually hurts us, and by then it might be too late. So we run. We keep running. That's why you were so scared at the library. You were checking to see if he'd found you. Yeah. I check every few days, look at his social media, see if he's posted anything that might give away where he is. So far, he hasn't found us here. But it's only a matter of time. I didn't know what to say. This was so far beyond anything I'd ever experienced. Olivia, I'm so sorry. That's terrifying. That's not all. She looked at me with desperate eyes. The reason I'm telling you this now is because that phone call, it was my mom. She thinks he might have found us. She saw someone who looked like him at her work today. We might have to run again. Where would you go? I don't know. Somewhere far? Maybe Canada. Maybe just another state. It doesn't matter. We just have to disappear again. But what about college? What about your life? I don't get to have a normal life, Alex. Not as long as he's out there looking for us. We sat in silence for a moment. Then I asked the question that had been forming in my mind. Why are you telling me this? Because you've been a real friend to me. The first real friend I've had in years. And I didn't want to just disappear without explaining why. I didn't want you to think I just abandoned you. I would never think that. And also, she hesitated. I need to ask you for a favor. A big one. Anything. If anyone ever comes around asking about me, about Olivia Martinez, I need you to say you don't know me. Or that I moved away. Or anything except the truth. Can you do that? Of course. I won't tell anyone. I mean it, Alex. Not your parents, not your friends, not anyone. My life, my mom's life, it depends on people not knowing where we are. I promise. Your secret is safe with me. She hugged me then, holding on tight like I was the only solid thing in a world that kept shifting beneath her feet. Thank you, she whispered. Thank you for being my friend. Olivia and her mom didn't leave town. The man her mom had seen turned out to be someone else. Just a coincidence. But the scare was enough to make them more careful, more paranoid. And I became part of their secret. I helped them in small ways at first. I'd check Olivia's dad's social media for her when she was too scared to do it herself. I'd keep an eye out for unfamiliar cars in their neighborhood. I'd provide an alibi if anyone asked where Olivia was. She's at my house, I'd say, even when she wasn't. We're studying. It felt good to help. To be trusted with something so important. To be the person Olivia could count on. But then things got more complicated. In September, Olivia enrolled at the community college under her fake name, Olivia Martinez. She had fake documents, a fake social security number, a whole fake identity that her mom had purchased from someone who specialized in helping people disappear. Is that legal? I asked when she told me. No, she admitted. But what choice do we have? We can't use our real names. He'd find us immediately. But what if you get caught? Then we run again. We always run. I helped her navigate college life, introduced her to people, vouched for her when anyone asked about her background. I became an expert at deflecting questions, at creating plausible stories about her past. Oh, Olivia. Yeah, she's from California. Her mom got a job here. She's really cool. You should get to know her. Every lie came easier than the last. And with each lie, I became more entangled in her secret. Senior year passed. I got accepted to State University with a full scholarship. Olivia continued at community college, working part-time at a coffee shop, living her quiet, careful life. We stayed close. She was my best friend, the person I told everything to. Well, almost everything. I couldn't tell my other friends about her real situation. I couldn't tell my parents why I was so protective of her, why I got defensive when anyone questioned her story. You're really close with that Olivia girl, my mom said one day. Where did you say she was from again? California. Her mom got a job here. What does her mom do? She works at the hospital. In administration, I think. Another lie. Olivia's mom worked at a warehouse and cleaned offices at night. But I couldn't say that without raising questions about why someone would move across the country for those jobs. The lies piled up. Small ones, big ones, lies of omission and lies of commission. I became so good at lying that sometimes I forgot what the truth was. The incident happened in my sophomore year of college. I was home for spring break, hanging out with Olivia at a local diner, when a man approached our table. He was in his late 40s, tall, with graying hair and cold eyes. He smiled, but it didn't reach those eyes. "Excuse me," he said, looking at Olivia. "You look really familiar. Did you used to live in Colorado?" Olivia's face went completely blank. "No, sorry. I'm from California." "Are you sure? You look just like someone I used to know. Olivia Brennan. Any relation?" "Nope. My name's Martinez." "You must have me confused with someone else." He studied her for a long moment, and I could see Olivia's hands shaking under the table. Finally, he nodded. "My mistake. Sorry to bother you." He left, but Olivia was frozen, her breathing shallow. "We need to go," she whispered. "Now." We left money on the table and hurried out to my car. Olivia was having a panic attack, gasping for air. "That was him," she said between breaths. "That was my dad." "Are you sure?" "Yes. Oh my God, Alex, he found us." "He found us? What do we do?" "I need to call my mom. We need to leave. Tonight." I drove her home, my mind racing. This was real. This wasn't just a story anymore. Olivia's dad had found them, and they were in danger. When we got to her apartment, her mom was already packing. She'd gotten a call from a friend back in Colorado. Olivia's dad had been asking around about them, had hired a private investigator. "We're leaving in 2 hours," her mom said. "Olivia, pack only what you can carry." "Where will you go?" I asked. "Better if you don't know," her mom said, not unkindly. "The less you know, the safer you are." "But, Alex," Olivia grabbed my hands. "Thank you for everything, for being my friend, for keeping my secret. I'll never forget you. You can't just disappear." "How will I know you're okay?" "I'll find a way to contact you somehow, but it might be a while." They left that night. I watched them drive away, 2 suitcases and a duffel bag containing everything they owned, heading to some unknown destination. And I went home and cried, because I'd lost my best friend and there was nothing I could do about it. The next day, Olivia's dad came to my house. I was alone when he knocked on the door. My parents were at work and I almost didn't answer. But he'd seen my car in the driveway, knew someone was home. "Hi," he said when I opened the door. "I'm looking for my daughter." "I think you know her, Olivia?" "I don't know anyone named Olivia," I said, my heart pounding. "Really? Because I saw you with her yesterday at the diner. You two looked pretty close. That was Olivia Martinez. She's a friend from school." "Right, Olivia Martinez." He smiled that cold smile again. "Here's the thing. I know that's not her real name. I know she and her mother are using fake identities. And I know you know where they are. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I'm not trying to cause trouble. I just want to see my daughter. I'm her father. I have rights. If you're her father, why is she running from you?" His expression hardened. "Her mother has filled her head with lies, turned her against me. I just want a chance to explain my side, to have a relationship with my daughter. Is that so wrong? I can't help you. I don't know where they are. Can't or won't, both." He stared at me for a long moment, and I saw something dangerous flash in his eyes. Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out a business card. "If you hear from them, call me, please. I'm begging you. She's my daughter." He left, and I locked the door behind him, my hands shaking so badly I could barely turn the deadbolt. I didn't call him. Of course I didn't call him. But I also didn't call the police because what would I say? A man came looking for his daughter? That wasn't a crime. And besides, calling the police might lead them to Olivia, and I'd promised to keep her secret. 3 months passed before I heard from Olivia. A letter arrived, postmarked from Seattle but with no return address. "Dear Alex, we're safe. We're okay. I can't tell you where we are, but we're far enough away that I think we're safe for now. I'm sorry I left without saying a proper goodbye. I'm sorry for dragging you into this mess. You didn't ask for any of this, and you've been nothing but a good friend. Please don't try to find me. Please don't write back. It's safer this way. Thank you for everything. I'll never forget you." Oh, that was it. No phone number, no email, no way to contact her. Just a letter to let me know she was alive. I got another letter 6 months later, postmarked from Portland. Then nothing for a year. Then one from somewhere in Canada. Each letter was brief, just a few lines to let me know she was okay. And each time I wanted to write back, to tell her about my life, to maintain our friendship. But I didn't, because she'd asked me not to. The years passed. I graduated from college, got a job as a teacher, moved into my own apartment. I dated, made new friends, built a life, but I never forgot Olivia. And I never told anyone about her. Not my parents, not my boyfriend, not my closest friends. Her secret remained locked inside me, a weight I carried alone. 5 years after Olivia left, I got a phone call from an unknown number. "Hello? Alex? It's me. It's Olivia." I almost dropped the phone. "Olivia? Oh my God, where are you? Are you okay?" "I'm okay. I'm back in town. Can we meet?" We met at a coffee shop on the edge of town, somewhere quiet where we wouldn't run into anyone we knew. When I saw her, I barely recognized her. She'd cut her hair short and dyed it blonde. She looked older, harder, like life had worn away some essential softness. But when she smiled, she was still my friend. "I can't believe you're here," I said, hugging her tight. "I thought I'd never see you again." "I didn't think I would either, but things have changed." "What do you mean?" "My dad died 3 months ago. Heart attack." I didn't know what to say. "I'm sorry." "Don't be." "I'm not." She said it matter-of-factly, without emotion. "He can't hurt us anymore. We're free." "So you came back?" "My mom did. She wanted to come home, to stop running. I came with her to help her settle in, but I'm not staying. I have a life in Vancouver now. A job, friends, a boyfriend. But I wanted to see you before I left again. To thank you in person." "You don't need to thank me." "Yes, I do. You kept my secret. Even when my dad came to your house, even when it would have been easier to tell the truth, you protected me. That means everything." We talked for hours, catching up on 5 years of life. She told me about her life in Canada, about the person she'd become. I told her about my job, my relationship, my family. "Do your parents know?" she asked. "About me? About what really happened?" "No, I never told them." "I never told anyone." "Why not?" "Because I promised you I wouldn't. And because, I don't know. It felt like if I told anyone, I'd be betraying you somehow." She reached across the table and took my hand. "You can tell them now if you want. It's over. He's gone. We're safe. Do you want me to?" She thought about it. "No. I think I'd rather just let it stay in the past. Let Olivia Martinez fade away and let me be who I am now." "Who are you now?" "Sarah. Sarah Chen. That's my real legal name now. I changed it officially, got real documents, a real identity. I'm not running anymore. I'm happy for you. Thank you. For everything. For being the one person I could trust when I had no one else." We said goodbye that day, and I haven't seen her since. She went back to Vancouver, back to her new life as Sarah Chen. And I went back to my life, carrying the secret of who she used to be. That was 3 years ago. I'm 23 now, engaged to a wonderful man named Chris, planning a wedding for next spring. My life is good, normal, stable, but I still carry Olivia's secret. And now I'm facing a choice. Chris and I are building a life together, planning a future. We talk about everything, our hopes, our fears, our pasts. He's told me about his family, his childhood, his mistakes and regrets. And I've told him almost everything about mine, except for Olivia. "You seem distracted," he said last night. "Is everything okay?" "Yeah, just thinking." "About what?" "About secrets. About whether it's okay to keep things from the people you love." "What kind of things?" "I don't know, just things that aren't really yours to tell. Things that belong to someone else." He thought about it. "I think it depends. If it's something that affects your relationship, then yeah, you should probably share it. But if it's someone else's story, someone else's pain, maybe it's okay to keep that private." "Even from your partner?" "Even from your partner. Everyone deserves to have some part of themselves that's just theirs." I wanted to tell him then. About Olivia, about the lies I'd told, about the man who came to my door looking for his daughter, about the weight I've carried for 6 years, but I didn't. Because it's not my story to tell. It's Olivia's, Sarah's, and she trusted me to keep it. So I keep it still. This secret that shaped so much of who I am, that taught me about loyalty and courage and the price of friendship. My parents still don't know. My friends don't know. Chris doesn't know. And sometimes I wonder, does keeping this secret make me a good friend, or does it make me a liar? Am I protecting Olivia, or am I just protecting myself from the consequences of the lies I told? I don't have an answer. All I know is that when I promised to keep her secret, I meant it. And I'll keep meaning it for the rest of my life. Last week, I got a wedding invitation in the mail. Sarah Chen and Michael Torres getting married in Vancouver this summer. There was a note inside. "Alex, I know it's been a while. I know we've both moved on with our lives. But you were there for me when I had no one else, and I'd really love for you to be there on my happiest day. No pressure if you can't make it. I understand, but I hope you can. The girl you knew as Olivia doesn't exist anymore. But the friendship we had, that was real, and I'll never forget it. Love, Sarah." I'm going to go. I'm going to fly to Vancouver, meet her fiancé, celebrate her new life. And I'm going to keep her secret, just like I always have. Because that's what friends do. They keep their promises, even when it's hard, even when it costs them something, even when it means carrying a weight that no one else can see. So if you ask me what's the biggest secret I've never told anyone, this is it. I helped my best friend hide from her abusive father. I lied to protect her. I became an accomplice to identity fraud and helped someone disappear. And I'd do it all again in a heartbeat. Because some secrets are worth keeping. Some lies are worth telling. And some friendships are worth any price. That's my secret. And it's one I'll take to my grave.